You know, I had a thought. If Guillermo del Toro came back and did Pacific Rim 2 instead of doing The Shape of Water, we would have had a great Pacific Rim sequel, but then Guillermo del Toro wouldn't have won Best Director and Best Picture. What a trade-off. Oh, I guess I should say too, spoilers! If you haven't seen Pacific Rim Uprising, this video will have spoilers. So I'm gonna be honest up front, and I'm just gonna say I really didn't like this movie. I thought it was lacking the things that made the first movie great, and by that I mainly mean all the things that Guillermo del Toro brought to that project. Like his style, his color palette, all his cool design elements for the kaiju, and even the jaegers. They just weren't here. I thought the kaiju designs were kind of just sort of bland. Well, that one guy was cool, but I didn't know their names either. They kind of mentioned them really quick in that one scene, and I didn't catch it because, I'm kind of hard of hearing. So I thought a lot of the writing was a bit lazy, like the opening narration where John Boyega is just telling us all about what happened in the first movie, and then we get to see a little montage, and he's like stealing Oreos and everything. I'm like, what is this? Why are we watching this? I wanted to know why Jake was so opposed to fighting and following in the footsteps of his father. And we got that, but it was too late in the movie. I was already kind of like, I had disconnected from that. I just thought Jake was this schmuck who just ran away from the Jaeger program because he was like a hooligan or something. They could have explained that a lot sooner. I also really didn't understand the point of Scott Eastwood's character, because we never really understood why he hated Jake. We just, they had some bad blood between them, and then there was that one girl who they both kind of liked. But they still fought together, they still drifted and drove Gypsy Avenger together, so why did they hate each other? It was just kind of like, it had potential, but it wasn't executed properly, and that's how I feel about a lot of things in this movie, at least story-wise. There was good intent to them, they were just executed very sloppily. Our other protagonist, Amara, her name was, I think, the girl who built the tiny little Jaeger, the scrapper thing, she seemed a little too smart, but okay, whatever, she's smart, she's cool, she can build her own Jaeger, although she did kind of remind me of that girl from the 5th Transformers movie. Oh, and then there was that Russian girl who didn't like Amara. Was she the daughter of the 2 pilots of Cherno Alpha from the first movie? They never addressed that, but I felt that would have been cool if if she was tied into that. I felt that would have been cool. I felt Mako's death was a little too undeserving of a character of her stature, because she had such a huge role in the first movie, she was such an important and heroic character, and then she doesn't even go out in a cool way, her helicopter just crashes. It's like, really? We couldn't put her behind the pilot of a Jaeger again, and she couldn't die that way epically, trying to fight the kaiju or something? That would have been awesome. I think the best part of this movie was having Charlie Day play the bad guy. That was awesome. It was the right amount of crazy mixed with the right amount of stupid mixed with the right amount of just holy shit. I thought that worked really well. The twist when all the drones started going crazy and opening up the breaches all over the Pacific Rim, that was awesome. That's when I really started to buy into the movie. But the rest, see, from that point on to the end, I liked it. Everything before then was just kind of meh. Also, the visual effects, a lot of people gave the first movie shit for having all the visual effects sequences take place at night in the rain. But let me tell you something, night and rain help sell visual effects. Look at Jurassic Park, look at my movie. All those scenes take place at night in the rain or in the ocean or something. It helps sell the visual effects, it makes it more realistic. This is why filmmakers do this. I'm not saying the visual effects in this new film were bad, I'm just saying the ones in the first movie were more realistic and more convincing, and they had more weight to them. The Jaegers moved more realistically. I think the worst part of this movie was the inclusion of a 10-year-old dead internet joke. Really? We're gonna throw the Trollololol song in here? Comedic genius.